All right, so how long have you worked for Orange County Fire Authority, and what is your position?
I started with Orange County Fire Authority March 2002 as a dispatcher, and I worked as a dispatcher for about 5 years, and then I transitioned into the field as a firefighter, and I currently am a firefighter engineer with Orange County Fire Authority.
What is your duties as a fire engineer?
As a fire engineer, I'm responsible for the engine or the truck that I'm working on that day. I have to do a daily checkout of the rig to make sure that it's safe for operation and safe on the road. As an engineer, I drive the crew to calls and from calls. 2 calls driving with lights and sirens, sometimes on the opposite side of the road. Once we get to calls, I assist the medics on medical aids. On fires, the engineer's responsibility is to get the firemen water to their hose lines so they can extinguish the fire, and I also have to get water into my engine so I don't run out of water.
Did you always know you wanted to be a firefighter?
No, not really. When I was growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a professional baseball player. But as I got older and through high school and became an adult, I realized that was not going to happen. After high school, I got my EMT license and started working on an ambulance. And I realized that I enjoyed working on an ambulance and helping people. So from there, I decided I wanted to transition into becoming a firefighter.
How do you think firefighting connects understanding of human nature or the nature of cultures and their interactions?
As a firefighter, we live together at a fire station. It's like our second family, our second home. We have to learn to deal with different individuals, and we have to trust each other and basically trust each other with our lives, because at any given moment we could have to rescue or save one another. In the community, we have to earn the trust and respect of the community because we're going into people's homes to help them in a time of crisis. We deal with different cultures and religions, language barriers, and deal with people that have dying family members or family members that have passed away. So it's definitely a trust issue that people have to learn to trust us, and we have to learn to trust everybody else, including ourselves. Living in the fire station with the crew, it's a brotherhood. It's basically our second family away from home.
How does firefighting shed light on the relationships of communities?
Basically, as I said before, we have to earn the trust of the community and the people that we serve in the community. As a firefighter, it's our responsibility to go out into the community and interact with people, and that has to do with going to like community events, teaching life safety or CPR at different classes, interacting with the public when we go to the grocery store and shop for our food. We also encourage people to come by the station to take tours of the station, tours of the fire engine, and see how we live and what we do at the station when we're there for 48 hours to 96 hours at a time.
I chose to reflect on the formation of justice and growth and how firefighting job position ties into this. Firefighting is a civic job where you give up your individual rights on the job for the safety and security of others. You must balance out your relationships with your crew and the community members. You must build trust with the community that you take an oath to protect. I think it is a big responsibility to protect these lives and property. As a firefighting son, I also understand the sacrifice that it takes to be of public service. My dad is at work at a station sometimes from a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks away from his family. Because of his job, he has a greater global understanding. He faces joy, tragedy, language barriers, religious differences, and everything in between. Firefighters face conflict resolution on every call they go on, and they have to work as a team. Fire science has growth all the time. There are always new regulations and new types of equipment to fight fires and save lives. This is Gavin Florin, and that was my project.
sounded like pictures being taken.
No, it's recording. I chose to reflect on the formation of justice and growth and how firefighting job position ties into the I chose to reflect the formation and justice and growth on, wait, am I saying it right? You give up your individual rights on the job for the safety and security of others. Most balance out